Happy, what is today?
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We're at dinner with our friend Tessie, who doesn't want to be on camera, so I won't put her on camera.
So funny.
But we're at Basbo's, which is one of our favorite places. Oh, you didn't get pizza. Alex usually gets pizza, but he got a salad today. Doesn't that look delicious? And I got a Popeye, which is spinach. So, anyway, I just wanted to show that. I really wanted Tessie to be on camera. She doesn't want to be on camera, but there you can hear her in the background. We love Tessie. So we're sitting in downtown Carmel right now. This is my friend. His name is Judy Smith. Everybody's Judy Smith. They have these things all over downtown Carmel. It fucking freaks me out. I hate it. See this? Look at that. So, this is what downtown Carmel, Indiana looks like. Cute though, huh? So I'm going to my car, and then we're going to Tessie's. Alex drove separately because he came straight from work. And then I'm going to go pick up Tanya, because we have a meeting tonight. Look, these are apartments. Aren't they cute? Old town of... Anyway, on the Monn Loft Apartments. I just totally crashed. I came home from my meeting with Tanya, and it's gotten, like, cold outside. And I told Alex I have, like, no battery on this camera right now. It's probably just gonna end up dying, so I'm just gonna talk until it dies. And then that will be my vlog for the evening, so we'll just have a short vlog for tonight, and then I'll catch up tomorrow with wherever it dies. But anyway, I came home, and I was like, Alex and I were talking for a little bit, and then I was like, I really need to lay down. Like, I'm really tired. I've seen bunny rabbits everywhere today. I think bunny rabbits are supposed to be in good luck, so maybe something good's gonna happen to me tomorrow. I hope so. I could use a little bit of luck right now. I take melatonin to help me fall asleep, because if I don't, like, I'm so wired in my head that it's the only thing I've been able to find that will work besides sleepy time tea, because I won't take any drugs or over-the-counter medication. And I got this new kind yesterday, and I only take 5 milligrams, but, like, I got 8 hours of sleep last night. Like, and I woke up, and I don't ever feel groggy from taking it, but I just felt like I just felt sleepy all day yesterday and lacked motivation. I was happy, but I just lacked motivation all day yesterday. So, or today, because this is the end of the vlog, kind of. But it's gonna be a really short vlog if my battery dies on me really soon. I didn't even think about charging my phone earlier or my camera earlier. So, anyway, but I took a nap and I had the weirdest dream. You guys know that I report my dreams on here. Some of you say that you like that you like when I talk about my dreams. But I had this dream, and I was with my dad and my stepmom, and we were riding this bike. It was like a bicycle, and to go to this party. And we had rented this house out, but like somebody lived in this house, and it was this big house out in the middle of nowhere, and I was going to sing a song at this house. Like, I was really excited because I had always wanted to be a rock star. Like, I don't really talk much about that on here. I've always wanted to be like a movie star or like an actor, but like, I've also really, like, always wanted to be a singer. Like, I'm not a singer, but, like, I think it would be so much fun to be a singer. And, so my dad had, like, rented out this house, and we were gonna have this party, and the whole purpose of it was just for me to sing this one song, right? Well, we're, like, on this dark road going, and, like, I had no lights on this bike, and I couldn't see where I was going, and all this kind of craziness, and then it was weird, because my senior year in high school, my dad and my stepmom for Christmas, gave me, like, an identification bracelet that was silver, but it had no, like, bar on it, because I wanted one that didn't have a bar on it, just like a link bracelet. And I got one for Christmas my senior year, and then I lost it. Like, 2 or 3 years later, like, I left it at somebody's house drunk. Like, I went over to somebody, you know what I'm saying, like, after the bar, and I just left it there, and I don't remember where I left it, so I don't have my bracelet. this day. But anyway, my stepmom gave me that bracelet. She was like, oh, I found this years ago and I wanted to give this to you. And then I was like walking around and I had like this navy blue Speedo on, which I would never have. And it was like a pool party. And there were just people laying in like every room, like on couches, and kids were playing everywhere. And it was like just this huge party, right? And I saw this friend of mine, and I was talking to him about this picture that my friend, it's so weird because I was just talking about Craig last night and this guy Peter that I was friends with back in the day and all these people, and I was like, it was just really weird. And it was because like all of these people from like high school and my college years and my younger years, all of them were in this dream, like a lot of them. Like I was like saying to this guy, I was like, oh, and we were over at so-and-so's house, and then all of a sudden he was like there, and it was like all these people from my past, which was weird because I had done this video today called Dear Peter, or Dear My High School Self, and two people from high school, like one shared it and the other person like commented on it. And not two people that I was like super close with in high school either, but they were nice people to me in high school. They weren't mean. And one I was closer with than the other. But the other person I remember, this Molly girl, I remember like we went to like junior high and elementary school together too, I think. But anyway, but it was just like weird seeing these people comment on my video today that I went to high school with. I don't know why. I mean, it was nice, but it was just... So anyway, I think it like triggered a bunch of stuff for me from like back in the day, like when I was like in high school and whatever. And then it was like all these people that I was like in college, that I wasn't in college with, but I was like I was friends with in college. And there was this kind of like artsy group of gay guys that I was not like included in, but like I was like on the outskirts with, because my friend Craig, who I talked about in a video a couple days ago, he was friends with all of them. And I always kind of wished that I was friends with them, and I wasn't. And at the time, I remember, I've always been just kind of like a loner in life. Like I don't really fit in anywhere, if that makes any kind of sense. Just doing my own thing, just doing my own gig. YouTube hasn't been much different for me, honestly. So that's been my day, and then tomorrow I have some appointments, and I have a meeting tomorrow night that I go to with my sponsor, and we'll make some more videos. I want to do a drama video, but I don't. Look at these lights in front of me. I'm red. Did you guys ever see The Shining when it was like murder spelled backwards is red rum? That fucked with me forever. Why? I don't know. Did you guys see the trailer for it? Oh my god, it looks so good. Looks so good. And that's not like one of my favorite Stephen King movies or books either. Like I'm not a huge Stephen King fan, but like I wouldn't say that that's one of my favorites. When this just shuts down, I wish you guys could see it. I literally have the battery, like, and it has like, it's orange and it has a line through it, which means it's basically dead. The battery is dead on my camera. How it's continuing to record, I have no idea. So it's kind of going to be fun to see wherever this video ends. Won't that be so funny? It's like all of a sudden I'll be talking and then I'll just like turn and it'll be over. Then it'll be like, oh, that's where it ended. So before we get to that point, let me just tell you, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Follow me on all my social media. Please follow my main channel and make sure that you're subscribed to it, because a lot of people are getting unsubscribed to that channel and to this one. So check that. But other than that, those are my two little PR things I always try to do at the end. Let's see what else is going on. I've been reading a lot today, and I am still totally into 13 Reasons Why. Like, I'm totally addicted to it. And somebody just tweeted me and said, have you ever seen the show on Netflix called A Girl Like Her, which I have not. So I'm going to look that up here in a second when I stop. I woke up. Do you ever do this? Like, I woke up and I was so hungry. I am like starving. So if you couldn't see what I was getting at Bazbo's, because I was really just showing my friend Tessie how I vlog, because she wouldn't be in the vlog. Nobody ever wants to be in the vlog, although Alex is fine with being in the vlog now. Tanya's fine with being in the vlog now, but it took them forever, right? I'm like, you get to be movie stars, just get over it. And then they're like, oh, okay. And, I mean, I'm offering you basically free fame. I mean, who wouldn't want free fame, you know? So anyway, if you want to be in my vlog, just call me up and I'll put you in my vlog. I'll credit you. So anyway, there's actually on YouTube now, when you make videos, there's a section where you can credit somebody for being like a producer and an editor. I should go through there and credit myself for everything. That'd be so funny. But anyway, so I had a Caesar salad, which was so delicious. I love the fishes because they're so delicious. I don't eat fish. I never have. But anyway, my friend Heather Dill used to always sing that song. But I love the Caesar salad at Masbo's. It's so good. And I think it's kind of funny because I said fishes and it's anchovies, but they don't really put anchovies in their Caesar salad there. I think it's just like a paste because I don't eat fish. So anyway, the Caesar salad was delicious, and then I had a Popeye, which is basically just this baguette of bread with like cheese and schmear on it, and then like cream cheese, and then spinach, and then you just dip it in this cucumber dressing, and it's like absolutely delicious. It's so good. I love it. So good. Oh my God. And then chips, and I asked for extra cucumber sauce because I love just to eat the cucumber sauce. Cucumber, cuckoo. And I haven't really been in my office at all this week. I have to go to my office tomorrow for 2 appointments with 2 different people that I'm doing like team building stuff with. But other than that, I don't have any other like major stuff. On Thursday afternoon, I do finalizing a thing that I'm doing with somebody, and then Friday. But for each day, I only have to go in for like an hour, which is really nice. And I'm back working on this other book that I was working on. And I can't talk about this book because this book really actually probably will be my next book that comes out. But it was funny because I talked so much on here about that. I just threw out that rant. You guys, I literally, a couple years ago, I don't know if I've shown this or not, but like I would get on my phone and I would put it, like I would have a book idea. I constantly have book ideas. People are like, where do you come up with all these book ideas? Do you not see now the crazy kind of weird imaginative world that I live in? So I would just write down, like in my notes, or I would type in like different book ideas I had, right? So in a notebook about a year ago, I literally just wrote down like every idea that I had. I would like write it down 2 pages, write it down 2 pages so that I could outline it if I wanted to. And at that time, I had like 38 book ideas, I think. Isn't that crazy? 38 different book ideas. And so like the fact that I like threw out one, this dude has his brights on. I hate when people drive with their brights on, but it's not my place to tell him. But anyway, the fact that I threw out one of them, which was the trash story, and so many people are like, write that book trash, write that book trash. It's so funny. I always come up with titles of books. Like, it kind of drives my publisher crazy a little bit, but I always come up with titles of books. Like, I'll have the idea, and then the first thing I do is come up with a title for it. I don't know why that is. Like, I always need to have, like, a title. Do you know what I think one of the greatest titles of any movie is? The Never-Ending Story. Oh my God. The Never-Ending Story. Do-do-do-do. I was such that kid. I was such a dreamer, wanting to like hide out in a library somewhere while the woes of the world went on around me. Did you guys ever see that movie? Phenomenal. Anyway, the Never-Ending Story. I totally escaped through imagination, books, and movies when I was a kid. Have you not figured that out yet? My life was kind of shit growing up. So, I mean, I had like, on the outside looking in, my life looked really rather perfect. But then if you like dealt with the shit that I had going on in my head, and, you know, an alcoholic parent and being bullied at school and all that kind of stuff, my life was really kind of Saxville. And so I escaped through movies and books. It's just what I did, you know, and I like read all the time, constantly read. And that's why I love books so much to this day. I feel like just books are like a safe place to escape to. And movies, like I felt the same way. Like I grew up with 2 parents that like adore movies, like adore a window. Both of my parents like are just like absolute movie freaks. My mother was like a huge movie freak. My mom wanted to be a costume designer on the set of Universal Studios, and she wanted to work with Edith Head, the costume designer. She's the one that did like all of the movies back in the day, all the Alfred Hitchcock movies and stuff. She was a short little woman. She won like all these Oscars. My mom was like, I always wanted to be Edith Head's assistant. So, and if you don't know this about me, I actually taught myself to sew, taught myself to make patterns, and I could sew from a pattern, and I wanted to be a fashion designer, and I used to make my friends' clothes in high school, and I had all these schools I was going to apply to. I got applications to the Rhode Island School of Design and all this kind of stuff. It's interesting because I did a video today called Dear My High School Self, and it was about how I had a guidance counselor. It was based on a scene in 13 Reasons Why, but it was really happened to me. My guidance counselor in high school told me I would amount to nothing. and she really never had my back through anything. And I don't really have, I have forgiveness in my heart, but I don't have forgetfulness in my heart, because I saw her later in life, and she had no clue who I was when I said hi to her. And I thought, you had such an impact on me, and I was forced to be in your office, but yet you couldn't even remember who I was. Your kids that come to this, you choose to be a high school guidance counselor so that you can work with teenagers. I was a teenager that was bullied. You ask me what I did to instigate the bullying. I was a kid that almost failed out of school and was missing 12 days a semester. You never once asked about that. Yet you chose to be a high school guidance counselor for what? The pay? The salary? I don't believe that. So why were you so inspired to be a high school guidance counselor? To help students? Because I know why I went to go be a to be a counselor, was to help students, to help teenagers, be something that I never had. And that was my guidance counselor in high school, because she was a piece of shit. It may not sound like it, but I really have forgiven her today. But it baffles my mind why people are in these positions that they don't want to be. If you're a teacher or a counselor and you're waking up on a daily basis going, ugh, I hate kids, don't be a teacher. You have no business being a fucking teacher if that's how you feel about it. If you're waking up every day going to school because you majored in education, go get a different job. Don't be going into school affecting those kids because you have a negative attitude about the career that you chose. Like, that's horrible. It's the same as people working in hospitals. People that, patients in hospitals rely on nurses and techs and all of those people being mentally healthy themselves so that when they come into work, they can lift their spirits, because I am a firm believer, and so is my father, who's a surgeon, that you need to have, mind and body need to be healthy, improved. So if you're around a bunch of bitter-ass nurses that are negative to you all the time, chances are you're probably not going to get a whole lot healthier. Don't you agree? So, why are you in a helping field if you're a nasty person? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But anyway, I did that video today, and it was making me think a lot about being in high school again, and I read so much in high school, but when I was in high school, I thought of myself as quite the intellectual. So I had moved on at that point. I was reading all things that my mother had recommended to me, like Catherine Ann Porter and James Joyce and Hemingway and Hemingway, Fitzgerald, Somerset Maugham, Gertrude Stein, those expatriates that left the United States to go live in, Europe, at the time of World War I. Those were my favorite authors. I loved them so much. I just ate it up. And it didn't hurt that they drank and smoked cigarettes and went to the beach. And Garden of Eden by Hemingway is actually my favorite Hemingway book. People always think that's so funny because it was his last book and he didn't even finish it. But there's something about that book. It deals with sexuality and all this kind of stuff. I think it's interesting that Hemingway's last book, when if you know anything about Hemingway, he was obsessed with machismo and all that kind of stuff his entire life. But his last book kind of plays with gender and plays with sexuality. It's a fantastic book. It does play with gender, and it really is dealing with the whole idea of sexuality and gender. And it makes you wonder in retrospect, did Hemingway start questioning himself in the later years of his life? I don't think we talk about sex, sexuality, gender. I don't think we talk enough about that in our society. And I think people are scared of it because they don't understand it and they don't really know what to do with it. And it's there's nothing to be scared of. I don't believe that I'm such a big believer in gender fluidity that I don't believe that we're just male and female. I just don't. I don't think we're 50-50. I don't think we're it's the whole discussion of who's the top and who's the bottom in relationships, which I think is such an inappropriate question anyway. But I don't think we're defined by roles. I don't think because you cry in movies and you're the one that does the laundry means you're more feminine of the two, or you don't wear the pants in the family. All that bullshit. I think that I believe in gender fluidity a lot, and I also don't believe in gender stereotyping, and it's something that I really had to move away from the majority of my life because so many people put that on me. If you play with dolls, you're girl-like. If you play sports, you're boy-like. And I think it goes both ways. It doesn't just go for boys that like girl things. It goes for girls that like boy things as well, right? Boy things, girl things. Do you hear me? See, it's so ingrained in my mind. And fluidity, I was talking about that. You know, it's just like, I don't believe that there is such a thing as like, I do believe that there are males that are 100% male on the males on the spectrum, and I think there are females that are 100% female on the female spectrum, just like Kohlberg's sexuality scale. But I think that the majority of people fall somewhere in between. Now, whether that means you're 92 and 8%, or if you're 31 and, don't make me do this kind of math, 69%, or whatever you are, you know, that true, okay? But I don't believe that anybody, I believe there are very few people that are 100%. Everybody's like, you know, no, not me, I'm 100% woman. No, you really aren't, like, if you really think about it. But then that goes into what our gender stereotypes are, you know, like, and what do we really believe a gender stereotype is? And I'm not talking about having a beard, I'm talking about what are girl things and what are boy things. And if you buy into that, then what you're saying is, I believe in gender stereotyping. And I did that for so long, and I think being, you know, put into my place for being gay really made me go, well, I did play with dolls, and that's a girl thing. You know, like, stuff like that, and that's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. You know, I can remember growing up, and I wanted a Cabbage Patch doll, and my parents were, like, totally 100% for it, right? And both my parents, like, I remember my dad said to me, you know, like, my mom said, it'll make you a great father, you want a doll. Like, I don't know that it didn't occur to either one of them that maybe our son wants a doll that he... See, this is what I'm talking about, that this is gender stereotyping again, that our son wants a doll, so maybe he'll end up gay. And, like, my dad did very much do that. He would say, I knew you were 3 or 4 years old because you would rather play with dolls and G.I. Joes. When I have so many friends of mine that were in the military and were athletes in high school, and they're very tough guys, and they are gay. So that gender stereotyping stuff doesn't really work, but even though I've played into it, because that's the label that I've had put on me my whole life, because I follow more of those kinds of things, you know. And so anyway, I remember my mom would say to me, like, I had this one dolly that you fed. Can you guys remember? Oh, Baby Alive. I had a Baby Alive. And I have so many funny pictures of this Baby Alive completely naked and me out in the woods. Because I like to play in the woods and be rough and turn up rocks and get crawdads and stuff too. So I have this rough-ass Baby Alive with me whose hair is like all crazy and she's completely naked. And you could feed her and then she'd poop it out. And I can remember, like, after I went through all those fruit packages that you mix with water, I would mix up, like, mud, and I would feed her mud, and then she'd poop out mud. And I'd be like, ew, she's got diarrhea and stuff like that. And my parents, neither one of them cared. Neither one of them cared that I had dolls and all that, that I wanted dolls and all that kind of stuff. Had a doll. Did you hear me have a dolls? I had dolls. I had lots of them. And they didn't care. And I remember my dad was just like, he thought it was the funniest thing, you know. Never embarrassed of it. My dad, coolest guy, never embarrassed of it, you know, nothing. He could care less. There's these pictures of me and the neighbor kid, and it was like one summer afternoon, and I had gotten into, like, my mom's old clothes from back in the day, and I didn't really do this that often, I really didn't, but, like, we played dress up, and I had this big, like, round, like, very artistic hat on, and then I had this, like, silk, like, off the shoulder, I mean, I was maybe 4, okay, or 5, and I had this silk, like, off the shoulder, like, blouse on, and this wraparound skirt, and we were smoking these cigarettes that were twigs, and I'm like this, in these pictures, and my dad came out there and took pictures of us. He thought it was absolutely adorable. Well, this kid's dad, who was friends with my dad, went crazy, couldn't watch it, couldn't see it happen to his kid, not my kid. That's probably why I'm so comfortable with my sexuality and gender and all that kind of stuff today, because my parents were just totally allowed me to be whoever I wanted to be. Now there's some other thing flashing on my camera that says that the camera's too hot. This camera's saying, Peter, not tonight. You're talking all kinds of craziness. I'm still hungry, by the way. I'm still hungry. Leave in the comment section below some stories you guys would like to hear about. Would you like to hear more about high school? Would you like to hear more about my sobriety? Would you like to hear more mom stories, more dad stories? Like, what would you guys like to hear about? You know, my career. I'm willing to talk about anything on here. You guys know that. I would love to know what you guys would like to hear about. So leave it in the comment section below. And let's see, if it's Tuesday, you guys are watching this on Wednesday. So I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. And I hope the spring weather is nice for you wherever you are. We're supposed to have kind of a cold wave go through Indianapolis. I'm not excited. So anyway, and thank you for continuing to watch, and I love you. We've got some exciting things to vlog in the near future here. Alex and I were talking about some things we're going to do, so it's going to be more of being out than just me being in this car, which I know you guys love the car vlogs, but it will be other things too, so yeah. What's so funny, I got like three positive emails today from people that said, one was my friend at work, and the other two were just said my close friend, said that I had to watch your channel, and so I started watching you like 3 or 4 weeks ago. One was like last week, and the other two were like 3 weeks ago, and I'm totally hooked on you. And what's so funny, if you don't know this, is in my private practice through my entire career, I've always been word of mouth. I've never advertised. I do not believe in advertising, and I mean, I believe in advertising, but I don't believe in it as far as counseling and things like that when I was doing that. And I've always just totally worked through word of mouth. And so it's so cool that this channel is like slowly creeping up, like 3 and 4 subscribers a day. Like, I love that. And that people are telling other people, go watch Peter. And then like people are sending me snaps of how they're like talking to each other about me and what they see on my vlogs. They're like, oh, did you hear Peter say this? Or did you hear Peter say that? Like, that totally warms my heart, you guys. Like, that means so much to me that you guys are out there talking with your friends about me. Like, I don't know why that just like warms my heart so much, but it's such a cool thing. So thank you so much, and thank you for allowing me the platform to do this. I really, really do love this. I would never go to sleep in a night without doing my vlog, because I love it. I love talking to you guys. It's so fun, and it's really giving me kind of a purpose that I didn't know I needed filling. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.